Well, it's a new year, 2026, the beginning of January. Today is actually what, 20th? 20th January 2026. I'm getting ready for a new season, and this is my typical preparation for people who are interested in getting excellent shape. This is what I typically do. At the beginning of January, I start to train, and I find out the most efficient way to actually get in shape is to do a lot of speed work. Now, I'm in good location where it's not that cold. Typically, I'm in Colorado. This time, I'm in Western North Carolina, so it's not as bad. So whenever it gets a little warmer, like today is nice and warm, I find that the best way to get in excellent shape is just to train on the track. There's a high school right behind the high school is a beautiful running track. So I usually go up here, and whenever I get a chance, at least twice a week, sometimes even three times a week, and I start to do work on the track. So my typical training starts with at least 8 or 10 run again around the track. So at least 8 or 10. So that's 400 meters is one loop. So do at least 8 or 10 times. Then I get nice stretching. Then I do some power stretches, at least 3 sets of those, and then I do 8 or 10 sprints, about 60 to 80% of speed, about 80 meters, and then I do at least 10 or 12 200 meters, and I usually start with like my speed is around 60%, and then I do like 80% of my pace. And in my case, because I train for 5Ks, and my goal is to go under 18 minutes 5K. So I know that I have to run at 200 meters under about 38 seconds. So 38 seconds to 40 seconds is the minimum. Now, this year I'm going to try to get under 18 minutes, maybe even 17 minutes. So I'm gonna have to do a little more harder. I'm gonna have to go underneath probably 36 seconds to be able to do that every each 200 meters. So, and then just after the 10, 12 of those, I just do maybe just walking around the track, cool down, and then I go to pool, which is kind of cooling down. I like go to pool and just do stretches and then maybe uh, laps, maybe 10, 15 laps, just to do the breaststrokes and maybe do some kicking a little bit and with the board, and maybe go to sauna, relax. So that way, it gives me a good workout, good cool down, good relax. And if I still feel good, sometimes I go to gym, which is the pool has a gym as well. So I might go there sometimes do some little light workout, like maybe shoulders, arms, something. Not not full body, just something. If I really feel good, and maybe some stretches, and that's it. And next day, so today's Wednesday, Thursday, I'm gonna do really intense workout. I usually do the next day because my legs are usually tired, so I usually don't do legs. But if I do, just very lightly, just to get them warmed up and heal faster, but nothing heavy, heavy. Sometimes, if I feel really good, I'm not tired, and I do deadlift. So it's not like a full leg workout, but at least good deadlift with supersetting with my jumping on the box. So that gives you strength and energy. Recovers faster if that feels good. So that's my kind of basic, and then I work out really hard, and then the following day, if I feel good again, if the weather allows, if the weather is good, I go for running on the track, or if I'm kind of tired, if I'm kind of burned out from the track and I want something different, then I go for a run in the forest somewhere. It's something soft, something fun, and it gives me some relax from the track, from the high speed, which is really it's really intense and really demanding. It's not only physically but kind of psychologically. It's hard to constantly be in a full pace. But that's the fastest way you can actually build muscles, burn fat, very lean and very healthy, and improve your metabolism, the speed of your metabolism dramatically. So you don't lose muscles at the same time you burn a lot of fat, and improve your physique tremendously by speed work. So especially when you get a little older, when you start to get me over the, you know, around the 30 years old, the metabolism is kind of have the tendency to slow down. So I'm gonna be 60 next week. So I have to train a little harder than I used to when I was 20. So I have to train much more harder, much more intense. Sometimes I train twice a day in order to be in the shape like I used to be when I was 20 or 30. So, but it's just only about, you know, how much you want, how much you want to put into it, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, if your body burns fast, it's no problem. You don't have to train as hard. My body, I build muscles very fast, but I also gain a lot of fat very fast. So I have to focus on both. I have to, balance it. I can't just eat a lot and then having a lot of time problem to burn the fat, extra fat. So I have to really focus on both. Build it, because the more muscle mass you have, of course, the more you burn fat. If you are very skinny, most of runners are, then you don't burn as much fat. You don't burn calories. So it's hard for you to burn those, especially love handles and stuff like that. That last piece of fat, which is really hard to get rid of it. If you don't have a muscle, you have very limited muscle mass, then you don't burn much fat. You don't burn many calories, and so it's really hard to get rid of it. So this way, if you build muscles, you have a way much more. You got muscle mass, then your body has to burn more, especially if you work out, and so that way you can, improve that, and it looks much better instead of being, like a lot of guys who just they burn all the fat, but they look skinny fat. It's, they're skinny, but they still have a belly, still have a love handles. They're weak on the upper body usually because they do a lot of cardio, a lot of running, and a lot of bicycling. So that's kind of what I find out, that you need to balance it. So this is for today. So today's Wednesday. It's a beautiful day. Let's go for a long, nice, hard run. And tomorrow we'll do maybe some workout at the gym. All right, guys. See you next time.